to also talk about the subject of Ouija boards. Now, a lot of people, when they hear that word, they freak out and they get really scared and they think that the devil is going to come and get them. To be honest, it is just a board. It's just a board made with paper and wood with letters written on it and numbers. It's a tool, technically, one of so many tools to use to communicate with intelligent entities. Some people think like you're going to use it and you're going to go to hell, or it's going to like open up a gateway to hell or something and demons are going to come through it. That's so untrue. I mean, there's so many rumors and things about, Ouija boards and such. You have to remember, you can you are the person in control. The notion of wanting to communicate with spirits or the dead or with whatever you were trying to communicate, that notion of wanting to do it is what is opening up the door. You using the board is just a physical gesture that you are opening up the door and you are sure that you want to do that. Physically using a tool to communicate with something intelligent is literally going to open up something, and you most likely will get a response. I'm not saying that you will always get, evil demonics responsive or only get good responsive. It's really your intent. Sorry about that. It's your intent. If your intent is bad, then you most likely are going to attract something negative. If your intent is good and you follow the rules of kind of like surrounding yourself with like a bubble of light, everything positive, everything good, everything that's negative is repelled. You use a white candle. It's just those small notions that are going to bring something positive. Thinking of someone that you want to communicate with, like a relative or someone, and you surround yourself with a bubble of light and everything's positive and you can just see everything that is good. And you think about that person, maybe bring a picture or something, say their names, say, I really wish to communicate with you. Anything that's negative or evil, I command you to leave this, sacred space, your home, your room, wherever you are, to just invite those good, positive energies, spirits, whatever you may call them. Because there are so many other ways and other tools that you can use to communicate. I mean, you can use a pen and a pencil and a paper. You can cut out letters and numbers on little pieces of index cards and place them around the room and see if anything happens. You can tell them to knock once or twice for yes or no responses. Where the Ouija board originated was from using a cloth so that people could take it on the go, and they would use like a glass or shot glass or something as the planchette. There are some rules about using an Ouija board and so forth. Once you kind of like open up that space and open up a conversation, you shouldn't technically take your fingers off the planchette or the little triangular device that you're touching. It's just a form of I guess courtesy. Some people, they say, oh, if you let go of the planchette, the demon will stay, or whatever, the spirit's going to stay in your house forever. That's not true. It really depends also on what intelligent entity that you're communicating with. If they choose to stay, then they are going to stay no matter if you want it or not. And if they feel like, there's no need to stay, then they won't. It really depends on what you're coming into contact with. And it's really about your intent. If you think it's a joke, you think it's a toy, then you might as well be attracting something that's negative, even if you didn't want to use the tool. It's really how you're feeling, your emotions, and if you yourself are being more positive or you're being more negative. If you do get in contact with something that is negative, most likely you will start to either see figure 8, or the planchette will go, kind of haywire. It might jerk around, and you're most likely going to feel that it's not a good presence. When that happens, most likely you should say goodbye, thank you, leave this room, area, my space, or whatever. Flip the board over, and some people say wrap it in a cloth, and, burn it. When you get something negative, it will attach itself to the board, I guess. It will use the board as that kind of portal or door that you opened. Um, the best ways to get, rid of something that's evil, I would say, is to drown it or to burn it. You should never ever leave the Ouija board or anything that you use to bring something negative, leaving it in your house. It's a really bad idea. Really, really about how tough you can be to yourself and what you demand in your own life. So I hope that helps. I know I'm gonna get like so many responses and comments about the Ouija board, it's evil, blah 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 blah. Don't worry, I'm not using it, so I'm not really worried about it. You know. So yeah.